Hey guys, so welcome to the watch along for the Proteas World Cup squad announcement. This stream is mainly for the people that actually don't have DSTV and don't have the chance to be able to watch the live stream and be able to watch this live, or you at work or etc. So for the people that do have DSTV and get to watch this live, please try to refrain from spoiling what is happening in the live chat. I want to try my best to keep this as on par with the live stream as possible on DSTV, so that we can obviously help those people that don't have DSTV in where they're working or wherever they are currently. So please, let's just keep it like stay on par with the live stream, of course, and not with the actual TV broadcast of the show. So yeah, I thought I'll do this live stream with you guys and announce the team. It's starting right now, and it's live from Grey College in Bloemfontein, this particular live stream. So very interesting to see what's going to be happening with this, who they're going to be picking, etc. Um, and yeah, we're going to try to give you guys an opportunity to see this live on the show. So when the announcement gets given. So um, there might be a massive surprises, Lorenzo. That's another one that's true. Let's see what's going to happen. Currently, Fiso's talking. Interesting, the whole Grey College is sitting over there in the hall. That's an amazing opportunity for them. So we got Rob there, of course, who obviously. Okay, so this is Mr. Bram van Wyk now is going to be talking um, from Grey. So let's see what he has to say. Mr. Enoch Nkwe. Grey College, guys, actually one of the big schools in the country, have produced quite a few players as well in different types of sports, rugby and cricket, etc. Principal sounds quite nervous. I didn't know that. It's the third oldest school in South Africa, Grey College. Interesting. Guys, is there a stream on YouTube for this? Because then we can just watch it together, if that is possible. If it is on YouTube, is there one on CSI's YouTube channel? Just let me know that. Oh yes, it is. Okay, let's do that then. It is there. So let me try and let's watch that together, guys. Let's try and see if we can play it over here.
Break things down a little bit more with regards to the playing affairs. I'd like to call on stage, the director of cricket, Mr. Enoch Mkwe.
Because the DSTV one is a bit delayed. So let's watch this together.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's truly an honor to
Awesome,
be here.
guys.
Thank you very much to Grey College for hosting us, and also for welcoming us, obviously, on this announcement. This actually takes me back to when I was still playing a couple of years ago. I've got really special memories here. When I was 18-year-old, we won the Kayama Jola Cricket Week right here, and then 10 years later, as a coach of under 19s, we won the same. And Quinton de Kock was one of the players in that team. So I must say that it is a special place, and I have no doubt that by actually doing the announcement here, it's gonna bring us a lot of luck and obviously a lot of support going into the World Cup, and obviously with our coach going to be leading us, and obviously our captain that will be announced later. But yeah, all in all, I just want
We know the captain is in
to share a little bit of our vision, obviously, as from a cricketing point of view. We're very ambitious as Cricket South Africa. We really want to make the sport a truly national sport, and from a cricketing point of view, especially from a national point of view, our plans, obviously, for this World Cup is to go there and compete and win. And parallel to that, we don't lose focus of 2027 World Cup, as we all know that we are going to be hosting the 2027 World Cup, and we need to do everything in our powers to make sure that we stick to that plan, and we get everybody behind us, especially just like the headmaster has actually said that you as a school already play a role in our pathway system to ensuring that we strengthen our pathway, we feed into the Proteas, because that's going to be important moving forward. We do have a lot of ICC tournaments every single year, also leading up to 2027 and post that. And we're hoping that since you're hosting us here, that one or two of your cricketers, will be representing South Africa, come 2027, and we hope that we can actually find ourselves in the finals in 2027, and it can actually make our country very, very proud. So from a Cricket South Africa point of view, I'm not going to waste too much time. Just to share one or two things as well, is that we're currently busy with a couple of road shows from a cricket services point of view. We are sharing our philosophy, our plans in terms of not only short-term plans, but also medium to long-term. We are going to be engaging with schools. So there's a lot of exciting work that lies ahead of us. And I have no doubt that, come 2027, that everybody will be aligned and everybody will be behind the team to ensure that we retain that trophy, not only just bring it home, but we retain that trophy, because that's going to be important, that we build that DNA, that winning DNA, especially when it comes to big events. There's no pressure, but as we know, as African sporting fans and supporters, our key stakeholders, we know that you love to see the Proteas win. we have disappointed a little bit over the last
Not
T20s,
just a
but
little bit.
again, I mean, coach will probably might
Disappointed
touch
a
on
lot.
it. But as you've heard the coach speak through the media, it is part of also building the bigger picture, working towards the bigger picture, building a bigger pool of players for us to make sure that they represent South Africa very well. So all I'm going to ask from your side is just be patient with us as we work on the other plan, building towards 2027. But the immediate plan, obviously, we tried to put together the strongest possible squad that can actually go and compete and actually make us proud as South Africans. But not to talk too much, I'd like to, from a Cricket South Africa point of view, but obviously, from Cricket South Africa point of view, I'd like to thank you very much. And I would like to take this moment as well, to hand it over to Coach Rob to make the squad announcement. And
Okay, here we go, guys.
I mean, it is
Here we
really
go.
a special moment.
Moment we're waiting
And
for.
please, all we're gonna ask again is let's get behind the boys. Let's get behind the entire team, including management, and let them feel the energy already.
Yeah, thank you very much, Enoch. And we're all looking forward to the World Cup, and we're fully behind the Proteas as well as Cricket South Africa.
Let's see.
So we're looking forward to
what's
that.
going
But
to be happening.
before Rob comes up to announce the squad, I'd like us all to stand and first sing the national anthem as we get ready for this massive occasion.
Okay, we're going to sing the national anthem. I'm not going to.
Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. Well, we are a little bit closer to what is, I guess, the big show. The reason why we're here today. I hope all of you are excited. Are you excited, guys?
Yes.
That's what I like to hear.
I'm
That's what I like to
excited.
hear.
I'm excited.
I'd like to call upon the coach now, who's going to come
Come
up
on,
here
Robbie.
and sprinkle his magic dust.
Not sure about the magic dust, but thank you everyone for being here this morning. It's obviously a great honor and a privilege to announce the squad to compete in this year's World Cup in India, competing for this trophy next to me. So hopefully the next time you see me, I'm somewhere closer to that trophy. So to get straight into it, player number 1, Themba Bavuma, cap number 117, and captain of the team.
Cool. So we know that Themba captain, we all knew that's going to happen. They made us think that maybe there's going to be a different announcement, but Themba captain. I'm happy about that, though.
Gerald Kutsia, cap number 148.
Gerald gets a call up, guys. Gerald gets a call up. Excellent.
Quinton de Kock, cap number 105.
Okay, so Quinny, we knew that Quinny was going to, that would have been a shock if he didn't get selected, but we knew he will be selected. Gerald's a big one, guys.
Reza Hendricks, cap number 127.
Reza gets it. Reza gets his chance.
Marco Janssen, cap number 144.
Marco getting his opportunity as well.
Heinrich Klaassen, cap number 125.
Henry Klaassen, of course.
Sisanda Magala, cap number 143.
So I've got Eddie Markham, Henry Klaassen, Sisanda Magala.
Keshav Maharaj, cap number 120. Aidan Markram, cap number 122. David Miller, cap number 98. Lungi Ngidi, cap number 126.
There, Lungi got his opportunity. Lungi also got selected, guys. I wonder what you guys think of that.
Heinrich Nokia, cap number 133. Kagiso Rabada, cap number 144. Tabraiz Shamsi, cap number 116.
Shamsi.
The 15th and final player, Rassi van der Dissen, cap number 130.
Ooh, so no Wayne Parnell, guys.
Nothing much to be said from my side. This group of players are working tirelessly to be ready. We certainly have a drive to inspire, give inspiration and hope to all of you, but everyone that's watching the World Cup and watching us play. We know results don't always go the way that you want them to or that we want them to, but rest assured we're doing our level best to do you all proud. So look forward to your support along the way. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So that's the announcement. I don't think we need to watch anything else there. Let me put up the team for you guys. So let's get into this. I'm going to put up the team. I just downloaded the. You guys can cross check it and see if it is correct with what was announced. So I put it into sections again as per usual, and I've split it up over the different. Let me just put this on quickly because I'm not very. Cool. So, with regards to the batters, Temba Bavuma, Quinton de Kock, Riza Hendricks, Aiden Markram, Heine Klaassen, David Miller, Rassi van der Dissen, Sisanda Magala, Marco Jansen, Keshav Maharaj, Tabraiz Shamsi, Gerald Coetzee, Lungi Ngidi, Anik Nokia, and Kagiso Rabada. Those are the 15 men that have been selected for the World Cup. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the live chat what you guys think of this particular team. We've got some guys coming in. We got some people in the live chat right now talking about it. So I'm just want to put this up on socials so that we have it going and people are engaging with it. You guys did check the squad. It's all correct for me. Just make sure that it's all correct for me. That I didn't make any mistakes. But I'm surprised, yeah, with a couple of selections over there. I think Lungi Ngidi for one. I think I was surprised that that was the case, and only 2 spinners obviously going with. The squad is limited to 15 players, yes, and then it will have like a couple of reserves as well. We will be doing an article as well on this for the website when we get the release, so that you guys can get some more extra details and insights into what the squad is like and what was selected. It's a pity that Rob didn't really go into it much more with regards to that. And that they just announced it. But I will read out the press release to you guys as well. Right now, when I'm going to be putting it up right now on the website as well. so that I can read it out to you, the press release and what I had to say in the press release. That's something that I'm also going to be doing for you guys right now while I'm live on the show. But I would like to get your thoughts, guys, in, get your super chats in, get if you want to say anything about the squad, who were you upset about, who are you happy about? Let me know in the live chat right now. Let me just put up the story quickly. It's crazy. I have to do multiple jobs at once here, guys. So just bear with me when it comes to that. Um, so put that there. Delete this. Delete that. Delete that. Okay, cool. The image quickly. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There's a squad. I don't like this one so much. Temba, Gerald, Quinton, Rizai, Marco, Klaas Sasanda, Keshav, Aiden, David, Lungi, and Andrik Nokia, Kaxis Roberto, Terbray Shamsi, and Asif van der Dussen. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not share their one with the users. I'm gonna share my image that I created rather. Because I think theirs is not like nicely set up actually if I think about it. Let's just put that in our topics and slider and let's upload the image so I can post it on social media. Remember, guys, that while I'm doing all of this, I can't see your comments at the moment, but I will get into your comments a little bit later after I read the press release, so that just to give you guys some insight into what is happening with regards to that. You can keep your comments. If I didn't get to them, please just re-ask me in the live chat when I am reading out comments, so that I can get to everybody's comments on this particular show, because I want to try to get to everybody's comments, of course. So let me just share the story, because it's very important that I share the story as soon as it goes live. So I wanted to do this all while I'm with you guys, so that we can get a live raw reaction of everything about this particular announcement, because it is a big one. There's some big names that were called. There were some instances that maybe we might maybe don't feel happy about. But let's get into it straight away. Let me share this with you right now and get into the press release. Maybe we get some extra information in the press release that we didn't get at the live show. So that's why I am here, to inform you guys about everything that took place. So let's get into it. Okay, White Ball head coach Rob Walter has today announced a strong 15-player squad for the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 to be played in India from 5 October to 19 November. Temba Bavuma will lead the side in the first 50-over World Cup. He's one of 8 players who have earned their maiden World Cup call-ups. The experienced Kagiso Rabada will spearhead the bowling attack, which also includes the exciting trio of Anik Nokia, Lungi Giri, and Gerald Coetzee. Very brave to pick Gerald Coetzee, and I can see it, and it's a brilliant call-up for him. The squad is also comprised of at least 3 spin options in Keshav Maharaj, Terbray Shamsi, and Aiden Markram. So they're adding Aiden Markram into the spin option, of course. The batting unit is formidable one, led by some of the most exciting batters in the world game, in David Miller, T20I captain Markram, Heinrich Klaasen, Quinton de Kock, Risa Hendricks, and Rassie van der Dussen. All-rounders Marco Jansen and Sasanda Magala complete the squad. So here's the squad over here. Rob Walter as head coach, Komutso Volvo Masubulele as the team manager, John Paul Dumini as the batting coach, Eric Simons as the bowling coach. People are asking who's going to be the bowling coach for this tour. Wandile Guavo as the fielding coach, Thomas Dawson Squibb as performance coach, Reneshans Moodley as strength and conditioning coach, Matthew Rubin as performance analyst, Sizwe Hadebe as the physiotherapist, Dr. Ashendra Ramji as the team doctor, Carl Botha as the logistics and masseur, Lucy Davy as media manager, and Zunaid Wadi as security officer. Commenting on the squad selection, Rob Walter said, "It's always tough choosing a World Cup squad, and I've said it a couple of times. The stronger the depth of your team, the better the players are that you're leaving out. It's great having a mix of experienced players and players who will be coming in the first 50 over World Cup. You get that sort of exuberance of excitement by to be doing something for the first time. Similar to the level of experience, we have endeavored to curate a well balanced group of players and skill that will allow us to effectively adapt to the conditions in India. Under the leadership of Temba Bavuma and the senior group, I have the utmost faith with the squad that we will make South Africa proud. Director of Cricket in Enoch Nkwe, the World Cup is a pinnacle for every player, no matter what the sport is. As a boy, it is something you dream of, and I'm sure these players will be all feeling extremely proud today. I would like to congratulate all of them in their selection, and I'm sure they will represent the Proteas badge with distinction and honor. We have no doubt they will give everything in India to do their best to try and bring the trophy home. Meanwhile, wicketkeeper de Kock has announced that he will retire from ODI cricket following the conclusion of the World Cup, guys. That's massive news. Oh, Lord. Since making his ODI debut in 2013, and 30-year-old has gone to play 140 matches and has amassed almost 6,000 runs at an average of 44.85. One of his career highlights came against Australia in 2016 when he scored a career best 178 at Supersport Park in Centurion. He was also named full-time captain of the side from 2020 to 2021. Commenting on de Kock's retirement from ODI's director of cricket said, "And Quinton de Kock has been a really good servant to South African cricket. He has set the benchmark with a batting style and was key member of the squad for a number of years. He also wore the captain's armband, and that is an honor that very few people get to hold. We understand his decision to step back from ODI cricket, and we want to thank him for his service over the years. We wish him all well for the future, but still look forward to seeing him represent the Proteas in T20I cricket." Deva Brevis, Wayne Parnell, and Tristan Stubbs have been released from the Betway ODI squad against Australia for the 5-match series that starts on Thursday. Parnell will continue his recovery from a left shoulder injury under the medical supervision of Western Province Cricket. So Deva Brevis and Stubbs are not going to get a showing in the ODIs, guys. That is a massive, massive call from South Africa. They haven't named their travelling reserves in this particular release either, which is quite a shock to me. But that's big announcement over there. It's not a surprise that he's obviously retired, but it is breaking news, of course. So that is something that we need to obviously make sure that we take care of. If you guys know of any businesses, please, guys, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by our YDP. So, so if you guys know any businesses, we have a free lead acquisition system that you guys can tell businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs. You can go into this article, click on the link that is attached, so that you guys can go to the landing page and obviously see what we have to offer with regards to that. So please go ahead and do so as well. It will really help us with regards to getting things going everywhere that we are hoping to do. But let me get into some of your live chats. Let's start over here with DT. This squad would have been great in Australia. The more I think about it, it's not fitted for the subcontinent, says DT. Kelly says we need reserves. I'm worried we're relying too heavily on Klaasen's current form. Will there be no traveling reserves? So the traveling reserves hasn't been announced quite yet. I'm still waiting for an announcement on that. Haven't seen anything with regards to that yet. Let's speak quickly. I haven't seen anything on that. I haven't seen anything in the group quite yet. I don't see anything on their graphic that they posted either. So it's strange that hasn't been announced. Let me see if I can get a word on that. Let's see if I can get an answer on that straight away. So yeah, let me just exit that. If Shamsi and Ngidi didn't perform in Australian series, then what to do then? Need to be changes in the squad. Yeah, agree. Was a big call, and we'll definitely still support the boys, but we're lacking massively in the batting department. We needed the explosive option that could have made a difference. That's it. That is true. I mean, I would have gone with Stubbs instead of maybe Riza or Rasi. I'm not Rasi, but maybe instead of Riza, that would have been my option in this particular squad, because I think that he hasn't necessarily Riza hasn't necessarily been in top form when it comes to ODI cricket, but he's been in crazy form in T20 cricket, and I think maybe they're thinking of adding him into the squad to lengthen that tail. Perhaps they could possibly do that with the squad that they have available. Oh, why my lighting so bad? Janssen is guaranteed 7, but he has put his hand up before, so I'm hopeful. Brevis, Fortuin, Parnell should be traveling reserves. Paul Parnell is injured, as you could hear, and they've been released from the Australia squad. So I doubt that Brevis and Parnell will be involved in the Australia series at all. So um, based on that, if you look at the names that were announced for this particular squad initially, which was the ODI squad, right? Um, shit, this is in the way. Yeah, that comment quickly. If you take out Tristan, you take out Wayne, and you take out Deva Brevis from the squad, that leaves us with Bjorn Fortuin. It leaves us with it just leaves us with Bjorn Fortuin. That's going to be a part of that. So interesting call. They're obviously going to play their best team throughout this particular tournament. They're obviously going to play against. I'm sorry, not in this tournament, against Australia. They're going to play their best 11 probably in every match, which I hope they do, so that we can get a taste of how this team is going to perform. Having 6 spaces can mean they are planning 4 paces in the playing 11, 2 backups for main, and paces around more logical than 3 backups for the 3. Please smash the like button and subscribe, please, to the channel, guys. Janssen certainly has a lot of pressure on his young shoulders now. I back him. I just hope that he can be consistent with the bat at the World Cup. If he struggles with the bat, we literally screwed. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be very important that he performs with the bat. He needs some sort of grace in a way, I would say. Not us. We shouldn't be putting too much pressure on him. I mean, this needs to go out there and play his natural game. That's something that he needs to go and do. Janssen certainly have a lot of pressure on his young shoulders. I've already read that. Klaasen will be key for SA. He's one who can play spin better than Indian players. Yeah, he's a brilliant player of spin, and I hope that does come out when it comes to that comes out of him in this particular World Cup. I hope he carries his current form into this World Cup. It will be brilliant if he can. Anuto's coming for Quinton Cock. Absolutely no surprise. No number 7, says Dex. Maybe that's why Stubbs is keeping now. Quinton retiring, then why is he playing? It's his last World Cup, a big hurrah. For me, it makes sense for those players being released. No point in playing them when they are not going to the World Cup. It's true. I agree with that. Quinton Cox shouldn't play World Cup if he wants to retire. Rather give someone else a chance. Is Gurov. I don't know about that. Agreed. I think there are too many seamers. Couple of good young players of spin left out as well. But top 6 plus Riza, tough to break up, says Kelly. No Stubbs or Brevis, says Dex. Brevis won't travel before Stubbs. Stubbs will definitely be a traveling reserve. If not, then I don't know anymore. I've asked the question to see what if we get an answer on that. But then why would they release them then if they are traveling reserves? Then can't they just keep them within the squad then to familiarize themselves with everybody? Because if something does happen on the tour, they're going to have to play. So you might as well be a part of the squad right now, be amongst the players, etc. Get to know them and all of that. And keep it within the ethos and keep a spirit throughout the players, even the backups. Main surprise is the only 2 spinners were selected. They called Aiden Markram in the press release as a third spinning option, so as a third spinner. That's what they mentioned him as. Stubbs is overrated, says Justin FX. I don't agree with you. I just think that he needs more time domestically to work out his game and get consistency and get more opportunities at a consistent level higher up the order. I think that's where he best plays. Only 2 spinners is surprising. No Stubbs means no backup for Markram, Klaassen, Muller, Janssen. Even Parnell is not there as a backup for Janssen. At least Parnell should have been in place of Ngidi. So apparently he's injured and he's going to go back to Western Province to get to nurse his injury, and that's why Wayne Parnell isn't there. Um, I'm not happy with Shamsi's selection. Could have gone with a better spinner that can win us matches, especially on subcontinent. How did Ngidi make the squad? It's definitely not on form. So it's obviously based on it's obviously going to be based on what skills he can bring in those conditions. That's what Rob said. Klaassen will be utterly vital because they left behind a couple of good players of spin. Bjorn is not released from the squad against Australia means he is still a chance to come in the squad as change can be made till 27 September, says Amit. Now Ngidi got selected earlier. I'm not going to support this full CSA. Sure, not going to win. I mean, if you were expecting us to win anyway, that is a bit, I think that might be a little bit hopeful, because I don't think a lot of us fans are going into this particular series thinking 100% that we are going to win. I think we are underdogs in this tournament. I want to see us give it our best shot. I mean, a lot of these players might not be even at the South African World Cup in 2027. Smash the like button, please, on your way in, guys, and subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell for all future videos, please, guys. Very important that you guys keep doing so. We're on a road to 4,000 subscribers, so please go ahead and do so right away. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see some more comments here, and support us by giving us a super sticker or a super chat if you want us to read out your comments. There's no consistent player that we can rely on with our hearts. Those I think are not consistent enough, like our senior players. Our batters always make it difficult for our bowlers, says Alan. Only 2 spinners and Kish is coming from an injury. It's a huge risk. This is sad, man, says Dex Quinny. Klaassen, we knew it was coming at some point. Klaassen and Miller hold the key. Let me just see if there's no announcements here made about traveling reserves or anything. Okay, no. Klaassen and Miller hold the key for us at the World Cup. If they struggle, it will mount even more pressure on young Marco. I just hope our batters can come to the party. It's up to the senior guys, to perform. It's up to the senior guys to come here and prove that they can step up now and be the players that they need to be. They hold the squad together. They are the main players in this team. They are the stars. They need to step up. They need to make sure that they are mentally switched on and that they just give their best efforts every single game. That's all I want to see from South Africa. The worst thing that can possibly happen, and the thing that irritates me the most, was the last World Cup when they pitched up with no energy against the Netherlands. They looked like they were out of sorts, that their heads weren't there, and they played a very bad game of cricket. I don't mind losing if we play well. That's the thing. Obviously, I always want our team to win, but at least put in 100% effort and show a maximum output. Then, if you lose, I can kind of accept it and be okay with it. Like, I think the first T20 World Cup that we played, I think that was a brilliant performance from the team. They put in a hard effort, and yes, okay, they might have had to play. The style of cricket that they were playing wasn't 100% switched on, but they lost just by 8 run rate. They only lost one game in the tournament, but that was an effort that I was proud of. In the second T20I World Cup, I wasn't proud of that team at all, especially the way they played against Pakistan and especially the way they played against the Netherlands. So all I want to see is them put in their best shot, play good brand of cricket as best as they can, and give every team a run for their money and take them to the end. Ngidi bowled well in the T20s in India when he came from injury last year, but Rob has made some very conservative calls. So pick the right squad. Pick the right squad, says Prasad. Riza as backup for Rassi or Markram. Kutsia backup for Nokia and Gidi backup for Rabada. If you look at it like that, of course, then that's interesting. No, I disagree with Lawrence. Brevis and Stubbs should get a game in ODI series because what if Rassi Markram gets injured? The main problem is no, it's not. Why he got selected as captain? Why not? Yeah. What are you talking about, Sam? Honestly, like, where have you been in the last 2 years? Like, if you watch Janaman Malan play recently, He's been in terrible form. Second of all, Temba is a brilliant captain in the ODI format. Don't compare him to the T20 formats. It's completely two different players. His record in ODI cricket recently has been brilliant. He's one of our best batters when it comes to ODI cricket. So that's a it's a very weird comment that you're making, bro. The bias is showing like 100%. DT, this Australia series is going to be big for the gents mentally, but I'm confident we can do well, especially if we get a momentum and our mentality right in the series. Backing the boys 100%, says DT. That's exactly true. This Australia series for me, the ODI series, I said from the start, it's too late now to test new players. We need to pick the best, and I'm happy that this announcement became before the ODI squad, this ODI series, because now we know our best team, and now we know what they are capable of and what they can do. So obviously, straight away, what we can do is we can give an opportunity in to the best 11 to be able to play as best as possible. That's what we want to do. Happy with the majority of the squad, but concerned with us only going with Riza as the extra batter. Why they went with an extra seamer seems a bit strange. Stubbs can feel unlucky. Harley Robbie's talking on Supersport. Yeah, but I can't play it on here. I'm gonna get banned if I play it on here. So you guys can watch it and let me know what he says. Um, ultimately, I mean, when was that? That was 11:38. I might be able to still catch it, um, but I'm probably a little bit too late now for that. If you can listen to it and let me know what he said, that will be great. Let me know in the live chat, because I don't think anybody's actually taking that and turning it into anything. Just Ginger Josh happy with the squad. I would go with Magala over Ngidi though. Shamsi is just not consistent enough to bowl 60 balls. Okay, let me this to give you guys an opportunity to the guys that came in late. Let's just go over the squad once again so that you guys know what is happening. We've got Temba Bavuma, Quentin de Kock, Riza Hendricks, Aiden Markram, Andy Klaas, and David Mullen, Rassi van der Dussen in the batting department. In the all-rounder department, Sisanda Magala, Marco Jansen. In the Keshav spinners department, Keshav Maharaj, Sabai Shamsi, Gerald Kutsia, Lungin Giri, Anik Nokia, and Kagiswara Brada as the team. I see that I made a mistake with Jansen's name there, Flip. This is why you don't do things while you're live on the show. So I'm going to have to update. I have to update it on the. That's an idiotic thing that I did there. I'm going to have to update it. How's the thing doing on Facebook? Let me just check how much traction we're getting on Facebook first before I reshare it. Because then I can delete it and repost it. Because yeah, I'm going to delete it and repost it. It's not doing that. It's not doing that great anyway. So it's a trash. Hi, how did I make that mistake now? Yeah, so there's a there's going to be a press conference happening now directly after this as well. So we will probably do a live show. Come on, update. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change the. I think they're going live with a press conference at the moment. So we will probably do a reaction of that later tonight. Come on. Oh my lord, this is going to give me a problem now. Where are you guys now? We now with a live chat. Let me continue. Rob just answered the reserves question. He says there's no specific group of non-reserves because there's the one-day cup starting, and the selectors for replacements will be reacting to what injuries. Okay, cool. As they may have. Okay. If we're going in with one spinner, this is where Stubbs Brevers would have been good. Help Aiden out. We don't need six seamers. Magalo and Gidi, one of them should be in the squad for the bowlers backup, but both of them are included in the World Cup squad. That's a shame for SA. Brevers should be in the place. But like, I know you're calling for Brevers. We're all calling for Brevers, etc. But I want to know based on actually on what? Is it based on just natural talent? Is it based on because he hasn't played list A cricket for South Africa? Is it based on his under 19 World Cup performance? What are you basing his selection in ODI cricket on? Now I can understand in T20 cricket, 100% can understand that. Because of course he's played in leagues, he's played in leagues, etc. And so that's obviously makes sense. And he's played T20 cricket for the Titans, etc. So that makes sense as well. But why are we saying that? Why are we allowing that to? Why are we saying that Deva should get a place over in a World Cup squad over Tristan Stubbs, who has played domestic cricket and did brilliantly in the One Day Cup, and has played more 50 over cricket than Deva Brevers? I just want to know what the reason is for that. If your reason for that, I mean, I know my reasons on why I would go with either or. I've got reasons for both of why I would be pro both. Because I don't favor any of the two between the two players. I don't favor anyone more than the other. But for me personally, I'm always going to go with a guy that has played the format more and understands his game more than the other. With Magala having an injury problem, who will be the backup? Magala will be fit now for the Australia series, I think. That's why they kept him. That's why they didn't pick Wayne now. Maybe the reason why they went with the extra bowler is because of the form of Ngidi and Shamji. Could be that they don't feel confident with their form, hence they went with Magala and Kutsia as well. The best thing would have been not select Ngidi and select Stubbs, in my opinion. Just in Brewer, Stubbs, and Fortuin have been released from the ODI squad. Yeah, I announced that. I did announce that when I read out the press release, and we announced that then. Matteo de Castro says my 11 would be Bavuma, de Kock, Rasif, Aiden, Klaasen, Muller, Janssen, Maharaj, Rabada, Nokia, and Shamsi. Cool. I'm only using Brevis because he was in the squad. I'd have taken Stubbs. He was a top performer for SAA, and in One Day Cup, I played Riza and Aiden. Khalid, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but I'm concerned about life after Quinny. Did CSA know this earlier so that way we can have replacement in lined up? We have enough time until the next World Cup, which is their main focus. I think currently we will be able to find the next person to replace Quentin Lecoq. I don't have an issue with him retiring right now. I actually expected it to come after this World Cup. I didn't think he would give another World Cup for us. With the squad, I think that the World Cup 2019 all over again. I hope not. I mean, I have some faith in our guys, Those who are saying Brevis, even Tilak Varma, also selected for Asia Cup or for India, but he is not selected for the World Cup because of his inexperience, because T20 is totally different from ODI. 100%, and I agree with that 100%. Who has more, let's say, experience, Stubbs or Dewald? And it shouldn't be a Dewald versus Stubbs thing, but that you guys are making it that. So some of you guys are making it that. So I might as well just give my opinion on it. And Miller gets injured with Will Riza coming into playing 11, push Rashi, Markram, Klaassen down. That sounds unsettling. See, now that's the problem that we have over here. With I think that the most surprising selection for me was Riza Hendricks in this ODI squad based on his form recently in ODIs. We needed a backup maybe for someone that can play in all of those top positions. So if Quinny gets injured, for example, I'm comfortable putting Aiden as an opener, me personally, right? And then if you add Stubbs, you can bring Stubbs in at 6, and then you can push everybody else up the order. Klaassen plays higher, which he's supposed to. David Miller plays a little higher, which he's supposed to, and then Stubbs can play in 6. Or you can keep those top 5 and play Stubbs higher up the order where he's supposed to play. He's a better batter at 4, in my opinion. That will be the perfect position for Stubbs in the future. I don't think he's a finisher that we think he is. We have Donovan Ferreira that can be molded into that. If Quinton Clock is retiring after World Cup, I would rather play youngsters than him, says Gaurav. We have taken so many bowlers. Brevis shouldn't be there ahead of Stubbs at all, but even if he's a Rob favorite, I'd feel way more comfortable with him than having that many bowlers. India and South Africa announced World Cup squad same day. Compare both combinations. My only problem with having Brevis in this World Cup squad without playing any ODI games before is I know fans tend to overreact and bite off players' heads when they. But it's not only ODI form; it's a list A cricket domestically. He hasn't played local domestic cricket yet. Like I don't. That's why I get a bit nervous about the way we want to run with certain players based on hype. When we barely seen him play the list A format, we only really saw him play in the World Cup, in the 19 World Cup, and we saw how he played over there. We haven't seen him even play for the Titans in list A cricket, like consistently. So how can we like speak about his 50 over game if we barely seen it? That's what baffles me personally. And it's not a dig at Dewald at all. It's just a fact. We haven't really seen him play list A cricket in South Africa. Rob was intending to use this Cricket World Cup for development, but I think he dropped the ball personally by being as casual about the reserves. Stubbs has absolutely earned it. He's versatile. So I think that the thought process around that is to keep the players in form. Now, this is just my thought process through it, because there's a we currently have the one day cup happening. Soon it starts. So I think the thought process about not naming traveling reserves right now is to make sure that the players are playing list A cricket and stay in form. And then if an injury happens, the call up is easier. You're bringing up a guy that's possible that will be in form because he's playing for his franchise. So I think that is the thought process behind not naming the traveling reserves now. And they're just on the plane as a holiday, and they're staying on the plane all time, and they're in the World Cup, and they're chilling around, and they're not playing cricket. They're not going to be fit and ready immediately to come into the starting 11 instantly. Whereas if they're playing, they can quickly put you on a flight and fly you to India and let you start and let you come into integrate into the squad coming off some form. I think that's the thought process from Rob. You can have Stubbs anywhere between 3 and 7, agreed. Last year's T20 World Cup squad was stronger than this one. How cricket is you fail a lot more than you succeed. Yep. So people want him thrown in, but then will complain about his inexperience when things go wrong. Definitely not advocating for it. Devil shouldn't even be there yet. I agree with that right now. With this squad, I think it will be 2019 World Cup all over again. I hope not. Just be positive, guys. Don't give the best thing to do is be positive, and then if we fail, then we can complain. Why be negative and then still complain now and be miserable all the time up to the World Cup and then right through the World Cup and then be miserable again afterwards? Rather try and be positive and give these players the best possible support that we can. You're using a lot. We are using but using the last squad they announced, it is what it is. It will destroy his confidence in the long run, says DT. Quinny's news really made me sad. Still remember his debut game against Pakistan in 2013. The way they pick and drop players and how people write guys off definitely destroys confidence. It's true. Is Janneman Milan out of the selection now? For now, he is. It's gonna be based. It's gonna be based on his performances now. For the Rocks, because he had a terrible season last season. We recently did an interview with Justin Ontong. For our latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly, which we are getting out very soon. It's a domestic preview for the season. You'll get some insight from Justin. We haven't spoken before. Russell Domingo as well. He speaks about the Lions. So you're going to get some nice insight into that. You also get Imran Khan, who was the 4-day Cup winner. So you got some Grant Morgan. You've got some Mashimbi as well in there. So you guys can get some insight into the domestic season coming forward. So yeah. Holly, they can name the reserves without taking them though, can't they? Yes, but I think based on what Rob said, they don't want to settle on reserves right now because they're going to probably base that on the form that they show. Those reserves, they probably have them in their mind already, and have obviously probably, I'm sure they communicated with some guys and told them to go play for the 4-day competition and go play. Play in the 1-day cup, get their form up, and then based on that, they'll pick the best ones. I think that's what the thought process is. I don't know for sure, but I think that is what the thought process is. Hardy, last week, I told you Rob should not follow what coaches in the past did by trying to play hero with selecting certain players. And here we are today. I like Ngidi, but he's horribly out of form. Magala will be trump card player if he won't get injured. If you're looking for a 7 finisher, then Don should be it. Stubb shouldn't play 7. He looked much better coming in higher. He's much better higher up. I think they should start integrating him into the top 4. That's where they should start integrating Stubbsy, in my opinion. He's struggling for form. He definitely shouldn't go on an India tour. He's been struggling on SA pitches, playing with such hard hands. He does, but he can bat anywhere, which is the point of a reserve. Stubbs can bat at 7, but can also cover injured players at 4 or 5. I get Khalid because I had this conversation with some guys and they attacked me about this. But the one thing I realized is most casual fans don't understand the difference between the formats. Magala is better. That's true. A lot of casual fans don't understand the difference between the formats. Magala is better in bowling. Not done in list A yet. Very inconsistent for the Titans. The thing is, guys, like Kelly's basically proved it over there. We are mixing up our formats when we are talking about certain players. For example, the call for Dewald. He hasn't played list A cricket, barely played list A cricket for the Titans, but we're calling for him to be in a World Cup squad where the best of the best play in the world, and yet he hasn't played. It's like asking a person that makes pancakes to make you a world-class burger and they've never made a burger before. Are you going to trust it? So like my thing is based on, you can't be mixing T20 and ODI. Like you play the game completely different. Like you have more time in ODI to settle yourself in, especially if you're in the top order. The power plays are different. Everything is different. The thought process, the tactics, the players you play against are different. The way players approach their bowling is different. Like I don't understand how we can like cross pick players across formats like that so easily. I mean, Don hasn't been consistent for the Titans, for example, in list A cricket, but he's been really great in T20 cricket. So pick him in T20 cricket. You don't have to pick him in a different format. Ngidi hasn't really played that many games in T20 form in the last couple of months. But when he did play, he played T20 cricket. And he's been poor in T20 cricket. Doesn't mean necessarily that he's going to be poor in ODI cricket and in different conditions. So there's multiple factors we need to take into consideration with selection. And I think we sometimes don't look at the bigger picture with regards to that. Could we have picked an extra batter? Perhaps. Then I think we could have, and then I'd rather have a traveling reserve speedster like Lungi as a traveling reserve to get some form. I think maybe a better option would have actually been that if the mentality is what I think it is, where they're going to not name the reserves right now and only pick them when they need them from the list A tournament, from the tournament, then maybe they should have gone with someone like Stubbs that can play cover for the batters, and then have fly up a bowler if they need it, when necessary, because you can play Magala and you can play Marco Janssen in the 7 and 8 position. And then you can have Keshav at 9. You can have Andrich and KG, Andrich or KG, and you can, Andrich or KG, you can play. I think Andrich pips KG at the moment. And then you've got Shamsi as your extra spinner. That's a possibility. Or you can go with Janssen and you can have KG in the team as well as Andrich Nokia, and you have enough bowlers over there. They could have rather let the traveling reserve get some form, keep their form, because form for a bowler is very important as well. I think it's easier for a batter to bat himself into form than a bowler to bowl himself into form, to be honest. I think it's all about to do with rhythm. So that could have been the better option, and then take the extra batter on the plane. But then again, when you look at our extra batters that we have available, they're actually not in their best of form. So they have to go back and also perform. So they also have to get some form and momentum leading into the World Cup if they are called up. Because it's better that they play rather than sitting in a dressing room in an hotel and doing absolutely nothing. Riza as top order replacement along with Stubbs as the middle to lower order replacement should have been the way to go. Much more balanced with requiring players to shuffle around in the order. Something has been done. Why players retire so early in SA? And Gedi will be, because the reason why people get retire early in SA, I think, is because of the money. They can make more money playing T20 cricket around the world. That's exactly the reason. T20 cricket, all these leagues are killing our game. We can't pay the players enough to match the amount of money they can make in playing T20 tournaments around the world. I think that's the main issue. And Gidi will be more useful in the World Cup. He knows Indian conditions. In Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Lucknow, he will be useful. Don't underestimate him. And I agree with that. People become so hysterical about players after one performance. All of a sudden, some random says Stubbs must prove himself to play ahead of Don when they're not the same. They're not the same. They don't play the same position. And that's my one criticism of Cricket South Africa, is that they've painted, they've made it seem to the public and to the fans that Tristan is this Tom David type of player that comes in at lower down and smacks the ball out of the park every single ball. That is not the guy that I am. I think that's not the type of guy that I'm speaking about. That's not the type of guy that I've seen play Kaya Majola week, that I've seen play for the Warriors, that I've seen play for the Warriors. Stubbsy has always been to me a top order number four, number 3 type of batter, in my opinion. Someone that takes his time but can be very destructive. He's not a player to me that comes in at 6 and should be able to hit the ball running. He can do it now and again, but just because he can do it now and again doesn't mean that that's his specialty. I mean, yeah, ultimately, that's what I think. I mean, for the future of Stubbs for me is number 4 for South Africa. That's where I see him bat in the future. And I do think that Aiden Markram can open the batting for South Africa. I think he can replace Quinny as an opener, and he can open the batting with Timber. I have no doubt that he's capable of doing something like that. Quinny's a generational talent. He's a generational talent. You could say, how long are we going to say that he's a generational talent? Because he needs to perform in World Cups for us before we can start speaking about him as what he is. He can only be labeled as a successful generational talent if he can do some great things in an ICC event for us. I'm happy Khalid and Kelly are the voice of reason, says DT. I think CSA would have a contract to Quinny like he gave to Rush. So we'll see maybe in T20 cricket what they do with him. Has been looking disinterested for a while. I'd rather have players who want to be there. I have a similar opinion about Riley. I'd rather go with players who commit to SA cricket and look like they want to be there. It's just sad that the rand is weak. Quinton de Kock just signed a R8M contract with Melbourne. Oh, oops. 8 million rand contract with the Melbourne Renegades. Money talks, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Don is the South African Tim David. Look at his strike rate first class cricket. He plays one way. He says, shouldn't you look at the positions and not form? So how you want the top three to play when they have players that play the style, then 4-6, then 7, instead of saying this is the ODI, this is T20. Um, I don't think so, because in T20 cricket, we are expected to bat at strike rates of 170, like 160, maybe 150 minimum. The expectations of what your strike rate should be in T20 cricket now in this modern day game is that you should have a strike rate of 170 plus, 160, 170 plus from your opener right down until your number 6, number 7, possibly even number 8 these days. The expectations is that you come in, take a couple of balls, maybe 1 or 2 balls to get your eye in 3 balls, and you go. And you don't stop. That's the expectations in T20 cricket. In ODI cricket, the expectations are not the same. We're looking at around about 140, 130 strike rates. So we're not necessarily going to lose our minds if a player is batting at 110, 120 strike rate in ODI cricket, as long as they kick on later on in their innings. South Africa have picked players that can do so. We don't necessarily have explosive players in the power play. Yes, Quinny can do it, and he's the type of player that can really go get explosive. But I would prefer Quinny to bat with a little bit more sense in this World Cup. Bat with his mind. Rousseau is a free agent. He doesn't have a contract. I would have said an extra all-rounder because I kind of guess of I would have said an extra all-rounder because I can kind of guess Rob's intention, but I can't really think of who we can add. This is why I've been saying we need to produce a Ben Stokes type player. Ben Stokes is a once-in-a-lifetime type of player. Stubbs is a versatile, innovative batsman. He's more of an AB type than Brevis, to be honest. Dewald has that favored pose and shot, but he's not as much of a 360 player. I just got a notification that Top Boy is coming out, guys. Season 3. Whew, amped for that. I still think Janneman can be a big player for the Proteas. Khalid, Kelly, Lawrence, CSA is sleeping on him. I don't think CSA is sleeping on him. I think they're doing what they're doing is right with him, because he is still struggling with his game against spin. He had a poor season last season in domestic cricket. He still has an opportunity to prove himself as an opener for South Africa now that Quinn is retiring. So he can go back to domestic cricket. It's all in Janneman's hands, guys. He needs to show what he's capable of in the domestic scene. Go back, score 600, 800, 600, 700 runs domestically, and then he can get back into the Proteas team. It's as simple as that. That's what he needs to do. Last season, there was a lot more conditions suitable to spin last season. If we go through Janneman's list and we go look at how many times he's been dismissed by spin last season in domestic cricket, we must have a look and go see. Maybe it says something. I didn't go through every single innings he went through and go look at every single innings and see what he's done. But the last time I saw him play for South Africa, regardless of getting a half century, he was bogged down very easily by the spinners. If you put any decent spinners, world-class spinners that are in World Cup teams against the Janneman, I feel that he's going to take some time to get himself in, and it's going to delay us, and then we're not going to get to the totals that we want to post. Bro, Quinton gets more than 7 crores in INR in IPL. I think he has enough. It's enough for him, and play any one league when CSA plays test matches, and in the next mega auction, he will get more than 10 crores. Blessing in disguise that SA20 got Stubbs, Don, and Janssen so much more money. Quinn is retiring in his prime, man, unbelievable, just like AB. They're not seeking foreign leagues. They've been pulling out. Okay. Yanaman is definitely still in the plans moving forward, but his form had dipped massively, unfortunately. Stubbs pulled out of CPL. I imagine he's sticking with the Warriors instead. And I'm not saying Marco doesn't have the potential, but to be the type of player, but it's a lot to expect for a young guy like him to carry all that weight on his shoulders because a player like that. Look here, DT, Marco Jansen, I have no qualms over him. Like, his mentality is ridiculous. He's already proven that he has a very strong mentality. That's what keeps him. That's what blocks him from everything. I don't think it's a gamble with Marco. I don't think it at all. I think Marco has a brilliant mentality. He has a way of keeping calm under pressure. His best performances come when the team is under pressure, in my opinion. So why not? You only has, I mean, if you're good enough, you're old enough, guys. So, and when you have the right mentality and you're young, I don't see an issue. The same people crying about Kunta now are the same calling for him to get dropped when he goes 10 ODIs without getting any runs, says Lawrence. They can't pick him in his current form. I'm sorry. Khalid, will we have a daily show tonight? While we're going on for over an hour right now, I'm going to have to see what is available from what I've already spoken about. If they release if they release the press conference of Rob Walter, so they are. Yeah, they are. So they are going to be having a press conference later. So I will be doing a live reaction to the press conference later tonight for the Daily Show tonight. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We can continue this conversation later on the Daily Show at 7 o'clock. I'm going to be doing a live reaction to the press conference of Temba Bavuma and Rob Walter so that we can get some insight into what their selections are, what their thought process is, a little bit more detail from the coach's side. Please click subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. Don't forget to smash the like button and comment and share. Very important that you guys do so too, because that's what gets us into recommended feeds. I also want you guys to please become a Patreon today to help support us, what we're doing at this channel, and go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. Please download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen right now, as well as in the description. So, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in and watching this watch along with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I have been reading the comments all day, Unain. I'll read your comment because you came in 6 paces bowlers in the squad for 15 when you are only going to play 3 in the 11. If you want to see how the conditions might be, then have a look at India squad. They only have 4 pace bowlers in the squad. Yeah, that also says a lot. So I'm gonna do a reaction to Rob and Temba's press conference tonight at 7 for our daily show, and we'll have a look at why they did what they did, why they selected who they selected. Till then, I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for all future videos. And I'll see you guys again later with another daily show. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out, everyone.